Hello kids, this is grammar class. Our topic number 4, why do we like music? Okay, we have some words here and we need to know and understand the definition of each one. The first word that we have here is verb. Verb is an action. Okay, noun. Noun is a name for a person. It can be a place, a thing, or when you are talking about an idea. An adjective is a word that describes something or someone. Adverb, the adverb is a word that describes how an action is done. So, in this exercise number 1 says, match the part of a speech with the definitions. Verb, noun, adjective, adverb. The letter A say describe how an action is done. B is an action. C, a name for a person, place, thing, or idea. D describes something or someone. So you are going to match this part of the speech with the definitions. In the number 2, it says, write a part of the speech for the words. Here we have many words, okay? We have 12 words, so you have to tell me if the word composer is a noun, is a verb, is an adjective, adverb, or is a verb, okay? Melodic, harmoniously, instrumental, harmonize, composition, performer, rhythmically, tuneless, instrument, melodically, conduct. In the exercise number 3 it says, read and circle the correct options. In here we have number 1, he's a conductive conductor. Okay, he, we are talking about the person. Okay, so you are going to circle the correct option. In the second one says, she sings totally, tunelessly, or tune. Number 3, Zen gardens are harmoniously. Circle 1. Number 4 says, she always tunes, tuneless, tuneful, her violin before she plays. In the number 5, to be a good dancer, you have to have rhythmic. In the number 6, we have street musicians performance in any weather. Okay, so in here you are going to circle the correct option. Okay, if we are going to work in here, this is page number 41. In here we are going to see a table. In this table is talking about the subject and object question. It says questions words who, what, which, whose, etc. can ask about subject or an object. In subject questions, the unknown information is a subject. The noun is or pronoun that comes before the verb and does the action. We are talking about the subject who does the action. This type of questions doesn't have an auxiliary verb, do, does, did. Remember, do is auxiliary, does is auxiliary, did is the past and is used as auxiliary too. And the verb comes directly after the question word. In object questions, the unknown information is an object. Okay, for that reason, it's called object question. And in here, we are talking about subject question. We are using a subject. In subject question, we use a subject. In object question, we use an object. The pronoun or the noun or pronoun that comes after the verb. This type of questions does use an auxiliary verb, do, does, did, with the verb be and a modal verb. The subject and the verb are inverted. Okay, type, subject question, form, question word plus the verb. The question word can be who, what, which, what, okay, whose, so, plus a verb. It says who conducted the orchestra? Marine Alsop, an American conductor, who, because we are talking about he, who likes. In lies we add s because we are talking about third person singular. Who likes classical music? Who likes classical music? Almost everyone does. In the next one, we have object questions. So in here, we are going to have an object. Question word plus auxiliary plus verb. Question word plus be, modal verb plus verb. What music apps do you like? Or what music apps do you use? Do what is a question word. The auxiliary is do, okay, plus the verb use, okay. What is the question word, do is the auxiliary one, and the verb is use. I use a lot of apps. What is the question word, instruments, what instruments can is the auxiliary, play is the verb, okay. So remember, this is an object question, okay. So we have this structure. Question word, what, auxiliary can, auxiliary do, okay, and the verb use. I can play the piano. In the second exercise says, read the questions and write S subject question or O object question. And we are going to match. Okay, let's match it. In the number 1 says, who opened last night concert? Who bought the tickets? What did you like most about the concert? What happened? Okay, number 5, how long did you wait? In here we have Ariana Grande. B, the lights went out. We have to wait until they fix the problem. I love everything, but there was a problem. About half an hour. My sister got them. Okay, so in the number 1, who opened last night concert? Ariana Grande. Remember, Ariana Grande is a singer. Who bought the tickets? Oh, my sister got them. Remember, this is past, and the answer is in past too. What do you like most about the concert? So, I love everything, but there was a problem. What happened? Okay, the lights went out. We have to wait until they fix the problem. So, how long did you wait? About half an hour. Okay, half an hour. We are talking about a half. In here, read and complete the subject and object questions. Who Compose is the verb, right? So, who composed? It has to be in past. The Four Seasons, Vivaldi. Number 2, what instrument? Lady Gaga. Play the piano. Okay, so what instrument? This is double H question, right? Word question. So this is a question. In here we have the auxiliary and here the verb, right? Remember, in here we have question word. Okay, question word. What? Auxiliary, can. Verb, play. Number 3, who have is my verb. A hit with Hello in 2016, Adele. Okay, who, this is past, who had, right? Who had a hit with Hello in 2016, Adele. Number 4, when Mozart start composing music in 1761 when he was 5. Okay, so this is long time ago, so we are going to use the verb in past. When did Mozart start composing music? So this is past. We are going to use the auxiliary did in this question. Okay. So in here we have another exercise. Okay, please pay attention. It says match the question with the answers. Try to complete it on your own. Okay, in here I'm scrambled the questions. What do you have to do? You have to put the words in order and making sense in these kind of exercises. Okay, so we have to conduct, was, who in New York City the first Mexican woman. So this is a question, right? We have WH question in here, so this is a question. Who was the first Mexican woman to conduct in New York City? So this is a question. Try to finish the exercise, okay? Working on your own. Match the questions with the answers. Alondra was in Mexico City. Many all over the world. The piano and the cello. Gloria Estefan, Natalia, Placido Domingo, and even actors like Robert Redford. So let's go to the next exercise. In this one, we have some words, and we need to know the definition of this word. Tempo, rhythm, note, pitch, meter. Okay, so these are elements of music. We are talking about music. We need to use this word. Beat, in, out of tone, note, on, off pitch, pitch, rhythm, tempo. Okay, so you are going to use a dictionary and you are going to write the definition of this word. When you finish with that, you can complete this. Okay, so it says match the word with the definitions. We need to know the definitions. In the number 2 says complete the sentence with the correct words. Here we have the words notes, on pitch, out of tone, rhythm, tempo. Okay, so you are going to use these words in here in the lines. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words and we have 5 lines completed. Circle the odd words out. When we are talking about odd and even, that means odd means that the word doesn't belong to this group. Okay, so a play, tune, musically, compose. Try to choose one. Number 2, a harmonious performer, composer, singer. So circle the word that doesn't belong to this group of words. Number 3, tomfooly, instruments, playfully, musically. An instrumental, right? Melodious, musical, recording. Number 5, toneless, rhythmical, composition, tuneful. 6, a song, harmonize, music, harmony. What part of a speech is odd worked out in each group? So you are going to write each word in the lines. This is easy, right? So this was homework. Okay, this was homework. What do you have to do here? Read and circle the correct answer. Which is a children's song? Old MacDonald's. Life on Mars. Let it be. Number 2, what body process does tempo affect? Blinking, heartbeat, or digestion? You have to tell me which one. Number 3, which phrase means the same as in tune? On pitch, off pitch, in pitch. Number 4, when was Beethoven buried? 1870, 1827, 1837. Which is a high pitch instrument? Cello, flute, tuba. Which was Beethoven's best symphony? The 8th symphony, the 9th symphony, the 10th symphony. Choose one. In here, find and circle 10 music words. Okay, so you can use a marker and you can circle the words. Remember, circle 10 music words. It can be tune, it can be rhythm, it can be notes. Okay, work. In the next page, more exercises. Okay, you have to make sense to these ones. Read and circle the correct answer. Which is an adjective from the root word music? On musical, musically, musician. 2, which word describes how someone sings? Musical, harmonious, tunefully. Okay, number 3, what do you call a person who writes music? A person who is writing music. Composition, composer, or compose. Number 4, several notes at the same time that form a pleasing sound is a harmonize. Remember, harmonize is a verb. Harmony, okay, maybe harmony, or harmoniously. Okay, choose one. A good singer sings off pitch, on pitch, tunelessly. A good singer, okay. A single musical sound is a rhythm, tempo, or note. Number 7, who that piece of music? Who composed? Who did the compose? Who composed? Okay. What instrument do you play? You play. What instrument do you play? You play. Making sense. Remember, we use a WH word and also an auxiliary and then the verb. This is the structure of this one. Number 9, which famous musician died but kept on writing music? Become, became, did he came? Okay, completed. What problems had he? Did have? Did he have? Number 11, who does the lyrics for her songs? Does she write? Write, write. Who? Who, in who we are going to use third person singular, right? Okay. In here, 12, who with. So, does she write, writes, or write? So, making sense to this one, okay? So, let's go to the next one. In this one, we have some orchestral instrument. When we are talking about orchestral instruments, that means that these instruments are using for an orchestra. Okay, so we are going to read the word cello, clarinet, double bass, drum, flute, a glockenspiel, gong, harp, oboe, piccolo, saxophone, trombone, trumpet, violin. Okay, so I will send you a video. You can see in that video the wind instruments. Okay, so you are going to see the video and you are going to complete the name of each one. In here said, write the words in the correct column. So we have clarinet, double bass, a glockenspiel, gong, saxophone, and violin. So there are wind instruments, there are string instruments, and there are percussion instruments. I will send you the definition of each one. When you copy that in your notebook, you are going to know how to identify each one. Okay, so is the instrument is wind instrument, is a string instrument, or is percussion instrument, right? Okay, so in this one, it's very important for me that you pay attention. Okay, so in this table we have indirect questions. We often use or ask indirect questions when we request help or when we don't know the other person well, right? So there are more polite and less demanding than the direct questions, okay? So in these kind of questions, indirect questions, you are going to use, can you tell me? Do you know? Do you have any idea? Do you mind telling me? Or would you mind telling me? I was wondering. Okay, so in these kind of questions, indirect questions, you are going to be polite. Okay, so you are going to use a polite question structure. We are going to use, can you tell me if can you tell me where the concert hall is? In this part, we have two parts, okay? One is the polite question structure, and the other is like a statement, a normal statement, but we are going to use the question mark here. For example, can you tell me where the concert hall is? This is a normal statement. This is not like a question, because when we are making a question using this word, it's going to be, where is the concert hall? And we close it with a question mark. But in this case, it's a little bit different. We are using a statement here, where the concert hall is. Do you know where the next concert is? Do you have any idea who the singer is? You don't have to say who is the singer. No, you are going to say who the singer is, like a normal statement. But the difference here is that you are going to use the question mark. Okay, in here, would you mind telling me Haydn wrote symphonies? I was wondering if you classical music. Okay, I was wondering if you play, okay, if you play classical music. Okay, so in here telling me if a Haydn wrote symphonies, and complete the last one. In here it says read and write the for direct questions or indirect questions. So in the indirect question, remember, we have to use a polite question structure, like can you tell me, do you know, do you have any idea, would you mind telling me, I was wondering. Okay, so the number one says, is this the first instrument you have played? This is a direct question. Where did you learn to play the recorder? Is direct questions. Okay. Can you tell me, look, can you tell me, we are using polite structure. Can you tell me, so this is indirect question. Do you mind telling me how long you practice? This is indirect question. Do you want to become a professional violinist? Okay, so this is direct question. I was wondering if you could play this piece. That is indirect, right? Indirect, right? Okay, so do you know how long this class is? Do you know how long this class is? This is a polite question structure. So this is indirect question. Okay, indirect question. In here at school, about 2 hours every week. Not really. Children's song. Let me try. I hope it's only an hour. No, I've played the recorder before. So what do we have to do here? Match the question with the answers. Is this the first instrument you have played? Okay, so no, I played the recorder before. Number two, where did you learn to play the recorder? At school. Okay, I learned to play the recorder at school. So try to work, finish this exercise too. And the number is going here. At school is the number 2. No, I played the recorder before is number 1. So put the number here in the little square. So in here we continue talking about indirect questions, right? So unscramble the indirect questions. You have to remember the structure. We are going to use WH word plus an auxiliary plus the verb. Okay, so try to do it. Match the questions with the answers. For 6 months, Adele and Rihanna. So when you finish, you have to match this a number with a letter, number with letter, number with letter, and so on. Change the direct questions to indirect questions. Do you like pizza? Do you like jazz? Sorry, I'm asking, I'm thinking about it. Do you like jazz? I was wondering if you like jazz. Okay, so we are going to change. These are direct questions, and we are going to use the polite structure. Can you tell me? Do you know? Do you have any idea? Would you mind telling me? I was wondering, and it has to be a normal sentence in here, okay? So, I will send you a video. That video is talking about the music genres, okay? When we are talking about music genres, that means that we have blues, classical, country, dance, folk, heavy metal, hip hop, jazz, Latin, opera, punk, reggae, rock, or soul music. In here, you have some pictures. Okay, so you have to tell me what kind of music is this. We have classical. In the classical music, what do you use? Country music, heavy metal, hip hop, jazz, Latin, reggae, and soul. Okay, so in here you have to label the kind of music or genre. We are talking about genre. Okay, so write the music genres for the artist. In this exercise, you have to use your internet, right? Because we are talking about artist, right? So when we are talking about artist, we have to be sure about the information, right? So the Clash, Ramones, Green Day. So use the internet. Plácido Domingo, Andrea Bocelli, okay, B.B. King, Lightning Hopkins, etc. Okay, use the internet as an auxiliary for this exercise. This is like a game, right? So trace the route through the mazes. Follow the correct types of instrument. Here we have the arrow. We are talking about percussion instruments. So we need 1, 2, 3 percussion instruments. In here, string instruments. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. In here, we have brass instruments, right? So we have 2 brass instruments in this maze. So try to find it. You can use a marker or maybe a color. Okay, this page 51 was a homework. Okay, you have to make sense to these kind of exercises and choose the best option, right? Okay, now in here we have topic number 5, who wants to live forever. In this page, we are talking about periods of time. Second, repeat it, second, minute, hour, day, week, month, year, leap year, decade, century, millennium. Okay, so you are going to use the dictionary here. Okay, and I need the definition of these words. Second, minute, hour, day, week, month, year, leap year, decade, century, millennium. I know you already know these words, okay? You don't have problem with this. It says 366 days, 1,000 years, 100 years, 7 days, 60 minutes, 365 days, 28, 31 days. Okay, so we are going to match the word with this column. Okay, so in here 2008, what is it? Is a year. 0001. Okay, we are talking about seconds. This number 3, this is a calendar. These are the days in a month, right? The clock is showing us the hour. 31, what is 31? Okay, 31 is a number, but it represents a day. 1960s. We can say 1950s, or we can say 1917. Okay, so is a decade, right? In here, you are going to investigate about the Chinese New Year. Okay, so it says number 1, Chinese New Year falls on the new moon some day year between January 21st to February 20th. Okay, so number 2, a minute, month, decade in China runs from one new moon to the next. According to the calendar, 2020 will be the month, century, year of the rat. You have to tell me about. Number 4, in ancient China, the days were grouped in 10 days, 10-day weeks, years, leap years. Okay, we need information about this, and you have an exposition about this. So you are going to investigate about a Chinese New Year, and you are going to complete this. Okay, this is homework for you. In this page we have the present, past, and perfect passive. When we are talking about passive, you have to remember that we are using the verb be. We are using verb be plus the past participle, and sometimes we can use by. Okay, so the present, past, and imperfect passives. Okay, I have some examples over here. Okay, I will give you the example to be clear. When we are talking about active voice, that means in present tense, we are going to say Luis records the video. This is a normal sentence. We can say Maria plays the piano. Rosa cleans the house. Ramon watches television. Okay, so it's a normal sentence. In the